Hi, welcome back to the Yoga Clinic. My name is Becca, and today I have a VINYIN class for you that will be grounding, balancing, and also challenging. So grab any props that you use for your practice. I always have 2 blocks with me, so I may be cueing with 2 blocks, but not necessary. And then we'll begin in a comfortable seat on your mat for a pranayama practice. So pranayama is also just a breathing practice. And the ancient yogis were very fascinated with the breath because they discovered that by controlling the breath, they can control their internal state. So in modern terms, we would call this their nervous system. They were able to control their nervous system with the breath, which is true. So we have our autonomic nervous system, which is automatic. It's going on all the time. But then through the breath, we can actually control our nervous system. And it's through this nerve called the vagus nerve, which runs through your diaphragm. And it controls your parasympathetic, your calming nervous system. So by stimulating the diaphragm and by stimulating the vagus nerve, we can tell the nervous system to calm down, to come out of that state of fight, flight that we spend so much of our lives in these days. And by calming down the nervous system, the yogis wanted to be still. So the actual respiratory drive ends up being stilled too. And so we're caught in this state of quiet, of peace. So the name of this pranayama practice is called Kapalbhati. I have another video on Kapalbhati if you want to check that out. It's just dedicated to the pranayama. But briefly, we're going to begin with pointer and thumb touching on our knees. And we'll take a breath in through the nostrils to prepare, and then the exhale is forced. So it's created by snapping the belly button back, forcing the air out from the bottom up. It looks like this. Then the inhale is automatic and quiet, and then again. So we're going to do this for about a minute, and then we'll press all the air out and hold the breath out. So we're finding that stillness that the yogis were chasing after, where even the breath is calmed. Then we'll inhale and we'll hold the breath in, and then we'll release it. And that'll be 1 round. So let's begin. We'll inhale to prepare and begin. Keep going, yogis. So we're keeping the rhythm steady. We're forcing the air out on the exhale. And then the inhale is quiet and automatic, feeling the belly puff out. Good, keep going like that. So what we're doing here is lowering our CO2 in the body. And so when it comes time to hold the breath, the body actually doesn't need to breathe for an extended period because our oxygen is so high relative to our CO2 in that moment. So let's go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale all the air out. Let's pull up Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock. Hold, Kumbhaka. Be still. Focus on your third eye. Watch. Release the bandhas from top to bottom and inhale. Hold the breath at the top, Maha Bandha. So we'll take Mula, Uddiyana, Jalandhara Bandha. Hold. Shoulders back, attention on your third eye. And release. Breathe naturally. Without opening your eyes, just checking in with how you feel now, what you're able to access now compared to when you first stepped on the mat. So good. If you're sitting on a prop, please release it from underneath you. We're just going to begin by stretching our necks. So we'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And then gather the arms behind you, right hands wrap around the left elbow. Gently pulling the left shoulder out of the left ear and reaching the crown of the head over towards the right. Then you can move your head around here. Finding that sweet spot, taking a breath, and letting it go. then slowly rolling the chin all the way over to the other ear. And when you get there, we'll switch the arms. So the left fingers wrap around the right elbow, gently pulling the right shoulder down, and then reaching the crown of the head left. And then you might move your head around, finding those spots of tension from sleep or from just daily life. And we'll hold there, taking a breath in. And then on the exhale, letting go. And gently rolling the chin back down to your chest. Good, and then we'll inhale, reach both arms up, looking up. And exhale, let's take the hands behind the back. Puffing the chest up, maybe tilting the chin up to the sky and pulling the shoulder blades together behind you. And then exhale, fold over your legs, marching your fingers forward, reaching the heart through, and then letting the heart fall down towards the earth. Walk the hands in on your inhale. We'll switch the cross on the legs. And again, finding our back bend, puffing up the chest, filling the heart with air, lifting the face, and pressing down through two palms. We'll exhale, fold forward, reaching the sitting bones back as you extend your heart forward. Breath in. And on the exhale, melt. Walking the hands in towards the body. Last one here, we'll inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, twist right. Full exhale. And then inhale, arms to center, unwind, look up. And exhale, twist left. Full exhale, squeeze the air out of your lungs. Inhale, back to center, arms reach up, stretch through your side bodies. And then exhale, we'll find tabletop. Cow pose, inhale, spread your sitting bones, lift your chin. Exhale, cat pose. Point the tailbone down, press down into the center of your palms, and let the crown of the head reach towards the floor. Inhale, cow pose. Extend your spine. Imagine your whole spine extending into this beautiful U shape. And then exhale, upside down U. Contracting the belly button towards the spine, reaching the spine towards the sky. Good, inhale to neutral table. And we'll extend the arm up, looking at the right thumb. Good, right hand comes down. Left arm goes up, we'll inhale. Think about squeezing your inner thighs together energetically. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm high. Again, squeezing the inner thighs in towards one another to keep the hips square. And then exhale, let's curl the right arm around the low back, reaching for the left inner thigh, and then dropping the right or the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Right arm reaches high, inhale. Exhale, right hand down. Left arm high, inhale. Squeezing the thighs inwards, keeping the hips square, and then exhale, curling left arm around the low back, reaching for the right hip point. The right ear will drop down towards the earth. And then the left arm goes high, we'll inhale. And exhale, left hand under the left shoulder. Finger push-ups here. This is a great way to warm up the hands, which also warms up the forearms because a lot of our hand muscles are actually also forearm muscles. So a good way to protect your wrists when you're doing a lot of vinyasas is to warm up the hand muscles. So we'll take the weight over the hands coming up onto the fingertips and then pressing the root of the palm down, the base of the palm down. Good. Now if this is too much, you can back off by shifting the hips back. Already my hands feel like they're pretty warm from doing this. Good, and then we'll just let the hands come down. Let's take a cow pose, inhale. Spreading through your fingers, spreading through your knuckles. Exhale, cat, really gripping the floor. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, down dog. Keep the hips square for now. Think about rooting down through the pointer and thumb
but hugging the arm bones in towards one another. Come up high on the tiptoes. Inhale, come forward, plank. And exhale, down dog. Move from your core. So we'll pike the hips from here, pike your hips, and then take your booty all the way up and back. So moving from the low core, moving from the hips, come forward. Can you pike your hips here? Come up high on the tiptoes and move from the belly. Shoulders over the wrists, feeling the hands really working against the earth to support you. Good, pike your hips, hug Mula Bandha, move back. Sides of the neck lengthen. Let's do that one more time. We'll inhale, come forward. On the tiptoes, thighs are engaged, fingers spread wide. And then exhale, drop down to the belly. Chaturanga to prone position. Keep the hands where they are. Keep the toes tucked. We'll inhale for a low cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades down your back. Look forward and exhale down. Keep the kneecaps lifted off the floor, thighs engaged. We'll inhale, low cobra again. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, low cobra. And then exhale, extend your arms back behind you. Palms facing one another. Imagine squeezing your triceps together behind you. Looking down the bridge of the nose, reaching up through crown of the head and pressing down through the belly. Can you lift your chest a little higher? Keep breathing. Thighs engaged, tailbone is long. And exhale, lower down. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here, stretching through the ankles. Finding a little twist to each side as you go. Sending your chest back towards your thighs. And then find stillness. Thighs extend, heels extend towards the earth. Look towards your hands. On your inhale, we'll tiptoe to the top of the mat. Keep pushing into the hands as long as you can. And then we'll meet in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend your knees a lot. Urdhva Hastasana, or Ardha Uttanasana. Send your tailbone back, crown of the head forward, gazes down. And then exhale, fold. Legs can be straight or bent. And then just gathering your elbows behind your legs. Let the feet be heavy, solid, connected to the earth. And then we'll release the fingertips down and slowly roll to stand, keeping that solid connection underneath your feet. So you have many bandhas in your body, or energetic locks. And the three we talked about in the beginning of class run along your Sushumna Nadi, your main energy channel. But we also have some in the feet. And the feet are intimately related to Mula Bandha, which is our root chakra, which is typically associated with grounding and stability. So we're going to be doing a lot of balancing practices to stimulate not only our feet, but Mula Bandha and the root chakra. So we'll step to the top of the mat. Let's begin with Surya Namaskar A, focusing on keeping stability in our postures. We'll inhale, arms reach up, rooting down through the feet, long through side body. Look at your thumbs. Ribs pull down. We'll exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Hug your ribs in. And then exhale, step your feet to the back of the mat. Plank. Squeeze your thighs. Hug your hands. Arm bones in towards one another. Belly draws up towards your spine. Send your heels back. Shoulders out of your ears. Good, now keep everything the same. Let's just bend the elbows back. And as we do that, we're going to shift forward slightly on the toes so the shoulders are past our wrists. Good, now when we bend the elbows back, they stay over the wrists. That's what we want, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing. On the tops of the feet, thighs are engaged. Let your tailbone be long behind you. Spread your collarbones. Really pushing into the floor to find the lift in the chest. We'll move to down dog from here. I want you to think moving from your hips. So can you pike your hips right here? Push into your hands, push it in the tops of your feet, pike your hips. Good, now keep lifting that pike shape up and back, rolling over the toes, finding Adho Mukha Svanasana. Down dog, let's take a breath. Let it go. Look forward, inhale, step or float your feet to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold. Keeping the weight centered over your feet. We'll inhale, rise, look at your thumbs. Exhale, draw the right knee into your chest. And pull the right knee in towards your right side body as best as you can. So I am nursing an ankle injury. So balancing is really good for ankle stability. However, if your ankles are injured, it's not so good. So for me, I'm just going to take this nice and easy. Whoa. And I'm not going to force it. But you will feel the muscles in your feet and in your ankles working, twitching rapidly to keep you balanced. That's your proprioceptive system. It's part of your nervous system, your automatic nervous system. Isn't it amazing how much our bodies are doing without us even being aware? So feeling really steady through that standing leg. Squeeze your standing quad muscle. Squeeze your standing glute. Good. We'll extend the arms up to the sky. And then gradually we'll step the right foot to the back of the mat for thunderbolt. Good. Lower your torso so it hovers over the front knee. Can you lift your thumbs up towards the sky so your biceps are by your ears? Squeeze your back glute muscle. Squeeze your back thigh muscle. Feel rooted down through the center of your front foot and through the ball of the back foot. Can you energetically draw the feet together as if they're magnetized towards the midline? Belly's hugging in. Breathe. Let's twist. We'll circle the left arm all the way up to the sky and behind us, keeping the right arm extended forward. Belly draws in, reach up through the crown of the head, down through your shoulders. Look towards your back thumb if you can. Again, energetically drawing back foot and front foot in towards one another. Back arm touches back hamstring. Right arm reaches up and back overhead. So this is a balancing posture also, as you may have realized already. Come back through open arm twist, and then sweep the arms forward, thunderbolt pose. Coming into warrior three. So I am going to use a block to hold on to for this side. If you would like to balance, I think that you should try, as long as you're not injured like I am. So we're going to launch off this back foot. Arms are going to extend overhead, and we're looking for the T shape with the body. So the back leg reaches up behind you. Flex your back foot, feeling the back heel lift, the back glute turn on, and then get tall through the crown of the head, reaching it forward, reaching the arms forward. Hollow out your front body, strong, steady through your standing left leg. Good. From here, we're moving to standing figure four. So we'll rise up. You will rise up. I'm going to stay down here. We're going to pull the right knee into the chest and then cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Sit back into your figure four chair. Whoops. So you all will balance. I'm going to hang on here to my block, and feel free to use blocks if the balance is just not great today and you're feeling like you may actually fall. Flexing the right ankle. Good. Let's take both hands down to the floor. From here, we're going to find flying figure 4, which is an arm balance. So it's helpful sometimes to walk your standing leg back slightly. We'll come up on the back tiptoes and then squat into your figure 4 squat. So if you can't do the figure 4 squat, that would be a good place to start. For the arm balance, we'll take the hands forward. Hands will be underneath the elbows, so finding chaturanga arms. Let's place the right shin on the back of the triceps and lean your chest forward. And as you do that, back foot gets light, and then we can extend it back. Good, vinyasa. Take a moment here. We got the other side to go. Let's look forward. Inhale, we'll take your feet to meet the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Urdhva Hastasana, look at your thumbs. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Okay, this side will be easier for me, hopefully. That was challenging. So we're just going to stay here, and I want you to think about keeping hips square. So left hip will tend to hike up. Can you drop it down? While keeping left knee pulling into the chest. Try not to lean back here. We'll stand up straight, shoulders over hips over ankles. And then from here, we're moving into thunderbolt. So the arms will go overhead. Inhale. And then exhale, extend your left leg behind you, coming onto the left toes at the back of the mat. Lower your torso to hover over your right thigh. Lift your thumbs to hug the sides of your head with the biceps. Square your hips, so pull the right hip back, left hip forward. And we'll twist. Right arm will circle up and back. Left hand stays forward. Square the hips. Maybe look at your back thumb. So the Yoga Sutras say, Stiram Sukham Asanam. The yoga posture should be steady and comfortable. So if you're straining too much here, back out. You can drop that back knee. And yet we don't want to be too comfortable. We want to have steadiness in the posture. So it's this balance between effort and ease. Good, let's deepen this. Right hand comes to the back of the left thigh. Left arm reaches up and back. Keep pulling right hip back. Back to open arm twist. And to thunderbolt, exhale. Figure 4 balance. Hands come to your heart. Oh, just kidding. Warrior 3. We're going to launch off this back foot to balance on the right foot. Inhale, let's go. And exhale, let's lower the chest as we lift the back heel. Really flex your back foot. Good, now figure 4 balance. Hands will come to your heart. Let's rise, left knee to chest, and exhale, figure 4. Sit your hips back. Flex your left ankle. Flying figure 4. Hands come down, and then come onto the ball of your right foot. This is figure 4 toe squat. Practice this if you need. For my arm balancers, we're going to take this left shin on back of the triceps. And as we do that, we're going to make a shelf with our arms. Think 90 degrees, chaturanga arms, beautiful shelf. Good. Get light on your back toes. Lower your chest, lift your back foot, and then extend your back foot long. Squeeze your arms together, and then vinyasa. look forward. We're going to jump forward to sit for figure 4, or I'm sorry, fire log. I'll face you guys here. Let's start with the right leg under, the left leg on top. So if your shins don't stack here, you may want to place props underneath your top knee to support it, so it's not hanging around in the air like this. I'm going to do that to support this ankle. We want to flex at the ankles. And then if you don't feel much sensation here, we'll begin to fold. So we're not going to be here for very long, just taking a little breather. How quickly can you transition into stillness? Good, hands come down. If you're folded, we'll come back up to sit. And we're going to modify this into Gomukhasana legs. So we'll lift this top leg and we'll split the feet apart so that the knees stack. Good. From here, you may bring the heels in towards your body. That's for my tight-hipped people. So a lot of men have very tight hips. Again, you can place props under here to support that top knee. If this is just not working for you, you can always split the knees wider apart, coming into more of like a crisscross applesauce / half lotus. Good. If you're not feeling this, we'll begin to walk the feet forward so the shins are parallel with the edge of your mat. And then we can fold from here. Again, we're not going to be here for too long. Just releasing the hips after all of that hard work. Good. Inhale to come up. And then exhale, we're going to twist this thing so the arms will reach up. And then exhale, we'll twist towards the left. So you can stay in your Gomukhasana, or you might come to the ball of your left foot so the left knee is in the air and find more of a Matsyendrasana posture. So from here, we're going to transition to the other side. I have one option that's going to be much gentler and another option that's going to be significantly harder. So we'll start with the easy option. To come to the other side, we'll take the hands down in front of us, lift the hips, and rotate towards the back of your mat, coming all the way back around to sit. And you'll notice that your opposite leg is on top, which is the right in this case. If you'd like to take the harder transition, few steps involved here. So we're going to move from our Gomukhasana into Ekapada Kundanyasana to Shirshasana A, tripod headstand, to Bakasana Crow, Vinyasa to the other side. So a lot more steps, a lot harder. If you're chilling on the other side, just enjoy this extra time. I know that those hip openers are very enticing for me personally, and hopefully for you too. Okay, excuse me, Snow. Excuse me. All right, so for Ekapada Kundanyasana, we're going to take the hands to the top of our mat. Think the same we did in flying figure 4. We want to find that chaturanga arm shelf. Oh my goodness. We still have Gomukhasana legs here. So we're going to take the left knee to the back of the right elbow. There's a twist involved here. That's why we did the twist first. We're going to make a shelf with the arms and then place the left knee on the right tricep. As you do this, lower your chest towards the floor, and then the feet will lift. Extend the legs. Ekapada. Good, head comes down. Bring your knees together, side crow, and then bring the knees onto the back of the triceps. So now we're in this tripod shape. And bring the toes in towards your body. Make sure your tripod feels solid. We're going to come up into Shirshasana from here. Take your knees back down to your arms. Preparing for Bakasana. So we're going to lift the chest here and but keep it low to the ground. Pull the arm bones in towards one another and hug your toes in towards your body. From Bakasana, we'll move into Chaturanga. Up dog. And down dog. Look forward. Jump your feet to the top of the mat. Sit with the right leg on top, sorry. All right, so those of you who were just chilling this whole time, hope you enjoyed the show. My attempt at doing all those postures gracefully. And here we are in fire log, second side. So again, use any props you need. And then take it to your edge. Finding that balance between sukha and dukkha, effort and ease. And notice that I didn't say pain. So we never want pain. But we want to be able to be comfortable through the work, whether that means deepening the breath, whether that means backing out of the posture, or just releasing tightness where we don't actually need to be holding on. We'll transition to Gomukhasana. Walk the hands in first. And then take the left knee so it stacks on top of the right, pulling the heels in towards your body to start. Maybe taking a prop here underneath the top knee, or walking the feet forward. And then from here, option to fold, making sure that the ankles and the knees are okay with it. So again, some sensation in the joints is fine, expected. We just don't want pain. I think a lot of us are kind of conditioned to feel like any sensation in the joints is gonna hurt it. We're like so cagey around our joints, but really our joints benefit from stress and exercise just like our muscles, just a different kind of stress. So to really target our joints, I recommend yin yoga, which works specifically on the thicker tissues in our joints. And I have actually a whole playlist of yoga classes dedicated to yin. So feel free to check that out at a later time. Walk the hands in. All right, so we're going to twist towards the right this time. Matsyendrasana. Everyone will pull the heels in, and then we'll lift this right knee, coming onto the ball of the right foot. Right hand behind your back, left arm reaches up. And exhale, we'll twist. I just like to hug my top knee in towards the chest. Look forward and release the twist. So if you are with me for this transition on the second side, we're going to go for it. Otherwise, I'm going to meet you in a down dog. So if you're not going for this funky transition, then take your vinyasa and meet me in downward facing dog. So for those of you doing the transition, we are, remember, going to start in Ekapada Kundanyasana A, which is a twist. So we'll take the hands to the top of the mat. Find chaturanga, arms come onto your tiptoes. This time the right knee is going to be on the back of the left tricep. Make that shelf with your arms, strong hands, squeeze the arm bones in towards midline. Get light on your toes so that you can find the arm balance. Drop your head to find the tripod and then find side crow with your head down. Good. Now, this is the tricky part. We're going to switch the knees here. So the right knee's down. We're going to bring the left knee down. and then the right knee to the right tricep. So we're in this tripod shape, and then from here we'll find Shirshasana. We'll lift the hips over the shoulders, and then maybe extending the legs. Active legs. And then coming back down, knees to triceps, keeping the hips high. Good. So from here, we're going to find Bakasana to Chaturanga. Let's pull the knees in towards the butt. Hug the arm bones in. We're going to lift the head, but keep the chest low. Keep the toes up. And then Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Let's take dragon pose. We'll step the left foot to the top of the mat. Outside of the left hand. And then this is essentially it. So the knee might be over the ankle, might be slightly behind, slightly in front. I have my hands down inside my left foot. You might take your forearms down. This is a very intense stretch for the hip flexor of the right side. We're also getting into groin muscles and the hamstring attachment on the left side. You're welcome to lift the back knee. That's going to require more effort. It's also going to deepen the stretch because you're contracting your quad, which is going to pull harder on your hip flexor in extension. So notice that I'm not rolling onto the outside edge of my left foot here. You're welcome to do that. It's actually a different yin posture called winged dragon. But if we do that, it's getting more into the lateral leg, whereas keeping all 5 toes down, we're getting more into the back of the leg and deep hamstring attachment. See if you can release tension in your jaw. Be still and watch. Watch the thoughts come and go. We can't control them. I always tell that to my clients in my psychiatry practice. So you can't control your thoughts, but we can control what we do with them. Whether we'd like to believe them or attach to them. Right here in this posture, can you find stillness and just watch, not attaching, not grabbing on. Let's take another few breaths here. Can you melt a little more? Okay, we'll transition out. Coming onto the hands if you're not there already. We're going to drag the left heel back to meet the right. Finding something like child's pose. So child's pose actually feels like a little intense for me right now. So I'm just gonna rock my hips forward and back. And then when you're ready, we'll find the other side. The left foot is gonna step outside of the left hand. And then the left leg is an extension. I'm gonna keep my toes tucked. You don't have to do that. You can also lift the back knee. And then you might come down onto forearms or onto a prop with your hands if you'd like. So in yin, the two sides do not have to receive the same stimulation from our asana practice. So on this side, my ankle, this is the healthy ankle, and so it feels okay for me to go deeper on this side, and that's what I'm going to do. And you can let your head fall. It does not have to be held up against gravity. Feeling everything settle down into the earth, melting, releasing. Just another few breaths here. Slow them down if you can. Slowly begin to build your way out of the pose. Coming onto the hands, sitting the hips back, and then pulling the right heel back to meet the left. Child's pose, if that feels accessible to you. Otherwise, just rocking the hips forward and back, maybe some gentle cat-cows. And then we will make our way onto our backs for bridge pose or supported bridge. If you have a block, you're welcome to take the restorative option to just place the block underneath your sacrum. For those of you who want to take the more active variation, we will make sure that all four corners of our feet are grounded here. We want to keep that solid foundation of our feet during this back bend here. The feet are the connection with the earth that holds us up. In all postures, especially back bends, it's really important to have strong legs and feet. So we'll push down into the feet to lift the hips. And so from here, your toes are probably sliding forward energetically. I want you to see if you can turn that into an energetic sliding backwards. And so then the hamstrings and the glutes begin to fire, which again is going to create that really solid low body that we need for healthy back bending. Not over gripping in the glutes here, letting the tailbone be loose, and a slight activation of Uddiyana Bandha, or the lower core drawing in and up. Think about spinning your thigh bones down towards the floor. So like internally rotating the femurs in their hip sockets. Good, and then let's lower all the way down. Take the feet as wide as your mat, let your knees knock in towards one another. Then we'll find Supta Baddha Konasana.
together, knees wide. Namaste and thank you.